What's going on, everyone? It's Jake here. So today I'm going to show you how to build out a super simple Podio account for your real estate company. I feel like a lot of times when I look at someone's Podio account, it's a bunch of information just jam-packed together, or you have to bounce between a whole lot of different apps and it just gets overwhelming and confusing. So let's go ahead and get started. This is what our Podio account is essentially going to look like. We're going to have a leads app, an appointments app, a cash buyers app, a title company app, campaigns app, and then a JV investors app. Now, this is just a demo account right now. I'm going to show you just a brief overview of what it looks like, and then I'll actually walk you through how we can build it out. So if we click into leads, and I already created a test lead, and we click into test lead, you can see we have all of these different sections right here, right? So we have this contact information up at the top. We have stage information, follow-up information, property information, lead information, financials, offer information, and then any contract information and admin information. So that's basically what we're going to see in leads. Everything else is pretty much similar. Appointments, you would have the title of the appointment, the lead that it's with, the meeting date, status, who's going on it. Cash buyers, the name, email, phone number, company, what are they looking to buy? Are they looking for fix and flips? Excuse me. Are they looking for buy and holds, tear downs, wholesale deals? Are they looking for a house to live in? You have the different areas that they might be looking to buy. So what areas are they looking to buy in? You have the property preference. So are they looking for single families, multifamilies, commercial deals, all that good stuff. Their price preference, condition preference, how will they finance it? Same thing with title company. All I have for title company is the name. If you want to put like address and stuff like that, you can do that as well. Campaigns and JV investors are exactly the same. So let's actually get to how we start to build this out. So I actually have a blank workspace put together over here. So this is what it will look like when you have nothing put onto it yet. So what we'll want to do is we want to come up here to this add app icon. We're going to click on that and we're going to create your own. So we're going to want to name the first one leads, and then our item name is lead. Now the item name is essentially just going to be the singular version of the app name. So for example, you're going to save your lead in your leads, or your appointment in your appointments, or your cash buyer in your cash buyers. And then if you want, you can change your icon, of course. And I don't mess with this, but feel free to play around with it if you want. But yeah, I don't really do anything with that. So then we'll come down here to create app. And it's going to bring us to this blank app page. Now you can continue to build this out from right here. And how you would do that is you just drag and drop over here. So you basically drag and drop. And what each of these fields mean is they're pretty straightforward. So text would just be where you're going to save a text. So for example, in test lead, the name would be a text. So we would put that there. Category would be, something like stage, where you might want to select from different categories. Date would just be, a date. Relationship is how you would link an item within an app to another item. So, for example, if you wanted to connect test lead to the appointments app, that's how you would do it. You would use the relationship field. Member is how you would tag you or another member within your organization on a item. Phone and email are pretty self-explanatory. Number is how you would show any non-monetary number. So maybe square footage, lot size, something of that nature. Link is pretty self-explanatory. It would just be a web address of some sort. I don't do anything with image, but again, that's pretty self-explanatory if you wanted to put an image somewhere. Money would be any monetary values that's associated with that lead. So if we go back over here to our test lead, right, we have our financials. So after repair value, estimated repairs, if you're a wholesaler and you have desired wholesale fee or you have desired profits, that would be monetary value as well. You have progress. I don't do anything with that, but that would be a percentage, I'm assuming. Calculation would be how we run these calculations right here. Calculation is also how we do these fields right here that break it down into sections. And I'll show you how we do that. It's a little bit confusing. And also how we get this Zillow link right here. Location would be address, and then duration I don't use, but I'm assuming that's some sort of time. So what I like to do is when I'm at this page, I just hit done. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring us to this page. Now, to continue building this out, we can either hit add lead. And as you can see, it's only going to show us that one field that was on there because we haven't added anything yet. And if we wanted to keep editing this out, you could come up here to modify template, or leave here. You could come to this wrench icon right here and then hit modify template. So let's start to build out our actual lead page. So the first one is going to be name. So we're going to want name, phone, email, property address, and Zillow link. So we want name, phone, email, property address, and then we would use calculation for the Zillow link. All right, so from here, we're gonna hit done, and we're just gonna make sure everything got put in there correctly, right? And then I'll show you another reason why we hit done in a second. So if we hit add lead, boom, looks like everything worked, right? So we'll close the item, come back up here to modify template. And now let's actually create this calculation for our Zillow link. And so what I'll do is I'll put I'll copy and paste it and put it in the description below, or I'll do some link to maybe a Google Sheets where you can copy and paste it yourself. But in any case, there'll be some sort of way that you can copy it in the description below. So how we want to build out this Zillow link is we're actually going to use this weird formula right here. So we copy and paste it, and we paste it right into here. Now, if we just try to save it just like this as it is, you're going to get this calculation error field. And that's another big reason that we wanted to hit done a few seconds ago. So the reason we wanted to do that is because property address was not yet saved on our lead page. So when we hit done, it saved it on our lead page. So if we take this and we highlight property address and we backspace it to that @ just like you would tag someone on Instagram or Facebook with an @, this is how you tag other fields. So we're going to want to tag the property address field. So you want to make sure that you have property address right here, and you want to make sure it's that location, the location field, and it's not some text field for your address. So you'll know it's correct if your property address is highlighted blue, and if you hit done, it goes right to there. So another way we can make sure it worked is, let's say we wanted to add a lead. Which one did I have over here? I know this one worked. So let's say we go to property address. We can click it right there. It will show us a map of it where it is on Google, but if we hit save lead, it should automatically populate our Zillow link. And my computer might be a little hot because I'm running the recording, so I don't know why it's taking so long, but we might have done it wrong. Let's see here in a second. Nope. So the Zillow link right here. If we click on it, it's going to take us to the actual Zillow page, right? Awesome. So we know we did that right. So we'll exit out of that. Come over here to the wrench icon again, and we're going to hit modify template. Now this is going to be where we're going to put another calculation. And again, you can find the calculation in the description below. Or if you just don't want to do that, you can skip both of these steps, right? So we're going to drag calculation right here. We're going to come over here, take this, copy and paste, change the name of it to this lines, like these random lines. And then we're going to copy and paste this address right here and put it in the description. Now, same thing as up here. You notice how this is not blue like it is up there. We're going to want to copy, or excuse me, we're going to want to highlight it, delete it out, and just select property address again. Now you'll know you did it right when you see preview and it shows you this message right here. So don't mess with any of these like quotations or number signs or anything like that. What you can change though is you can change this information right here, and you can change the text right here. And basically what that will do is if we hit done, again, you can change this information where I highlighted the first time, or the second highlight would be this information. All right, so let's continue building this out. Come back over here to modify template. So now we're gonna want, so we already put in stage information. So now we're gonna want motivation, priority, stage, and dead, standby, or cancel notes. So we're gonna drag category right here. We're gonna name it stage. And the stages we want, excuse me, we're gonna have motivation. I apologize about that. Motivation, high, medium, low. You can also change the color if you want. So if you want to do it, you know, maybe like this, you could do that. And then we're going to want stage. Again, we're going to use category, stage. And the stages we're going to use are nurturing, offer, contract, assigned, sold, standby, canceled, and dead. So we'll do nurturing. Now nurturing would be when you're working a lead. Offer would be when you've made them an offer. Contract would be if you have something signed. Assigned would be if you're wholesaling it and you've assigned it. Sold is pretty straightforward. You've sold the deal. Standby would be, let's say you were working it and for whatever reason, it's basically on hold right now. You would put it on standby. Canceled would be if you had a contract, you went in there and you noticed maybe you saw mold and you needed to cancel the contract. So you would select canceled. And then dead, for whatever reason, there is no more viable opportunity with this deal, so it is considered dead. So then from there, we're going to want a dead, standby, and canceled notes. So we'll use text. put the title right there, and then boom. All right, so let's just double check, make sure we're doing it right. Hit done. We can hit add lead. You can see we got all of our fields in there correctly. So we're going to close out of this. Come over back over here to modify template. And we are going to put another title field right here. So how we do that, take calculation, put it right there, scroll up to this title field that we just put in that we know it works, right? Put that in there. Again, copy and paste. Put that in there. And just like last time, we have to highlight this, backspace it out, select property address. And then what we'll want to change, because this time it's not stage information, it's follow-up information. So how we'll change that is we'll highlight stage right there and we'll put follow-up. We'll highlight stage right here again. We'll hit follow-up. And then the follow-up information is where we can add information for tracking purposes. So let's say instead of tracking, we want to do for follow-up purposes. If we hit done, we can go and do our lead that we just made, and we can double check to see if it works, right? So it looks like everything came out like it should. So hop back over here to modify template. And so from here, we need next action, due date, and follow-up reason. So we're going to use category for next action. We're going to use date for due date, and we are going to use text for follow-up reason. So next action, due date, and follow-up reason. So our next actions are going to include follow-up, go on appointment, make an offer, present the offer, send contract, market contract, and send assignment. So how we do that is, again, we'll come up here to our categories. We're going to do follow-up. We have go on appointment, make an offer, present the offer, or actually let's change this to create an offer, present the offer, send contract, market contract, and send assignment. Again, you can change the colors if you want to. So over here, I don't have anything, and I'll actually show you how to do a drop down like this here in a second, but I don't want to get too far into it yet. Actually, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So if you want to make that an actual drop down, you'll just click this little arrow right here and you'll hit drop down list. Instead of inline, you'll hit drop down list. So we have due date and follow-up reason. So if we hit done, again, let's just make sure everything came out smoothly. Scroll down. You want next action, you can hit that. You have your next actions, due date, you can have due date. Again, you have kind of the beginning due date and the end. So if we want to get rid of that, how we can do that is we'll come back up here to modify template, scroll down to date, hide end date. So now you're only going to see the beginning end date. And if you don't want a time entry, maybe you want to hide your time entry, you can do that as well. So what that would do is we have due date. So now we only have the date. We don't have a date and time, and we don't have an end date. So So hopefully this is, making sense. I know this is kind of long, and I apologize about that, everyone. So we'll click back into modify template. So we have follow-up reason, and now we're going to want property information as our next section, right? So we're going to use calculation. Again, we're going to copy and paste this. Highlight this. Select property address. And this time we're going to have property information. So instead of follow-up, we're going to highlight follow-up. Oops. We're going to do property information. Put property information right there. And then let's say this is for property purposes or whatever you want to put right there, right? So under that, we want property type, number of units, beds, baths, square footage, lot size, and zoning. So we're going to take category, put it right there. Excuse me, we want a number of units. So we'll use number right here. Beds, baths, square footage, lot size, and zoning. So property type, say we want single family home, multifamily home, townhouse, row house, condo, land. Number will be number of units in case it's a multifamily. Category, we're going to have bedrooms. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you want. Baths, again, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, however many you want to keep going to. Change this to lot size. Square footage, sorry. This is going to be lot size. And then this will be zoning in case you're in like a city or you're going after land. So if we hit done and we go back to our lead, again, we're going to see all of our contact information at the top. We're going to see our stage information. We're going to have our follow-up information, everything that we just put in there from, we forgot to put our lines in there, so it looks a little jumbled right now. But we have our follow-up information, and then we have our property information. So we exit back out of here, click over to leads. Not leads, excuse me. The gear icon, hit modify template. Scroll all the way down, and let's actually go ahead before we continue on. Copy and paste this, and put that in our calculation field. All right. So from here, we want to take another calculation field. We want to change our title, and then we're going to come up here, copy and paste this again. Highlight this, select property address. We're going to highlight property information, and this time it's going to be lead information. Lead information, right? For lead purposes or whatever you want to put there. So in our lead information, we have property condition, repair notes, reason for selling, asking price, timeline, occupancy, and any other notes you got off the phone or through texting or door knocking or wherever you got the lead from. So we'll start with condition. So we want to use category for condition. Then we'll have repair notes, reason for selling, and asking price. So repair notes will be text. Reason for selling will be text. Asking price will be money. Timeline will be text. Timeline will be text. Occupancy will be category. And then we have notes, which will also be text. All right, so again, we have condition. So let's say we want great, good, decent, bad, terrible. Or if you want to use mine, you might have great, light cosmetics, decent, heavy cosmetics, bad, full rehab, gut, or teardown. You have your repair notes. You have your reason for selling. You have the asking price. You have your timeline. And then you have your, can't believe I already forgot that, occupancy. And notes. So let's hit done, make sure everything is looking good. Scroll all the way down. Awesome, so we got our lead information. Everything is looking good. So we'll come back over here, modify template. And I actually forgot to add occupancy in here. So the occupancy, you can have owner occupied, rented, family member, vacant, or squatter. So owner occupied, family member, rented, squatter, vacant. Boom. And notes. Under that, we're going to have our financials. So again, we'll want to put in our calculation field. Come up here, copy and paste. Take this, copy and paste. Highlight our property address. Select that so it's highlighted blue. And then we're going to change lead to financial. Change lead to financial. And for financial. All right. So we're going to have after repair value, estimated repair costs, desired profit, and then calculations. So calculation. All right. So we're going to name this after repair value. We're going to name this estimated repair cost. We're going to name this desired profits. This will be max allowable offer at 80%. This will be max allowable offer at 70%. Boom. Hit done. Again, we want to do this because we're going to use, we need the calculation field and we need these to save. So for whatever reason, it looks like this one did not save. So I'm going to have to change that real quick. So what we'll do, we come back here to modify template, scroll all the way down. I got to change this back to after repair value. And so what we want to do with these calculations right here is we want to go at. So again, these are to tag different fields. So we want to tag our after repair value. Where is it? 1 second. So if this happens, just hit done and then go back up here to modify template. Scroll all the way back down. So we're going to do at. Why is this not showing up? Should be able to do at. Okay, so maybe you just have to type it in. At after repair value times, which is the little star above the 8. We're going to times it by 0.8 for 80% minus, we're going to do another at estimated repairs minus at again desired profits. So we'll do the same thing, right? We're going to take after repair value times 0.7 for 70% minus estimated repair costs minus desired profits. All right, so let's just double check to see if this worked. So if we click into our lead right here, we scroll all the way down again. You have 0, 0, which indicates that some calculation is there. But let's say the after repair value is 100. Estimated repair costs are 20,000. And you're looking to make $5,000. You can already see that this calculation is starting to run itself. Now, if you're using this as a flipper, you just don't put in, and you only are doing it by 70% or 80% and you're not looking for an assignment fee, you can just take that out and get your number right here as well. But that's how you get your calculations, right? So then from here, we want free and clear, mortgage, taxes, and liens. All right, so come back up here to the icon, hit modify template. We're going to use category, free and clear. We're going to use money for mortgage, taxes, and liens. So mortgage would be if they owe a mortgage, taxes would be any back taxes they owe, and then liens would be any liens that they have. All right. So now our next section is offer information, which is just very short. It's just gonna how you're gonna store your offer information. 1 second, my throat is dry. All right, so we're going to want to build out our offer information section now. So we're going to use calculation. We're going to come up here again, highlight this, go right here, come up here, copy and paste that, enter right here, take this, you got property address. We're going to change this to offer information, change this to offer information, and change this to offer purposes, I guess. What do I have over here for them? Okay, so I have it where you can add information about the offer you've made on the property. So we want offer type, offer price, accepted, and expiration date. So offer type, offer price, accepted, expiration date. So offer type, offer price, accepted, and date. So verbal or written, yes and no. All right, so again, say we only want to show we don't want the end date and we don't need a time entry. We can hit done. And let's see what we're looking at. And I'm looking at 35-minute long video. Sheesh. All right. So if we scroll down, you got our offer information, right? We got offer type. I don't know why this didn't save again, so I'll have to go back and resave that. And same with this. It's strange. I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, it looks like everything's working. All right, so what was just messed up? Mortgage and offer price. All right, so now we want a contract section. Now I have my contract section broken up into two different sections, the acquisition contract section and then the disposition contract section. This is basically the title company inspection period, showing and closing dates, EMD I put up, and acquired price. This would just be if I used a wholesaler to help me dispo it, if I brought a buyer myself, what I brought the buyer for, or what the wholesaler helped me sell it for, and then the estimated profit. You can connect both of these if you want to, honestly. It doesn't really matter to me, but for example purposes, I'm just gonna make them one section. So let's come over here. Again, we'll take calculations, copy and paste this, copy and paste this. We're gonna highlight that. This one is going to be contract information. Contract information. All right. So in our contract, we want title company. So this is where the fields would come into play, or the relationship field would come into play. So we want title companies. Hit save. We'll change this to title companies. We want the inspection period expiration date. So you would put date. So this would just be if you have an inspection period. We have showing date, closing date. So showing date, closing date, EMD, and acquired price. So we're going to use money for EMD, change that to EMD. Then we're going to use money for AC price. Now we also want to have, we want to bring another relationship tab right here. And for this one, we're just going to do cash buyers, hit save. We'll hit buyer. We'll do another relationship one for JV investors. If you're using a JV partner on it, you can do that in JV. And then we'll use money for our dispo price. And then the last one, we're going to have estimated profit, and that's going to be a calculation. So this calculate, and then estimated profit. So we'll hit done because again, we need these to save to use this calculation. So if we click on name just to make sure everything is looking good, boom, we got contract information and everything is looking gravy. So if we click out of here and we come back over here to modify template, what we would do is we hit this add button and we want to do dispo. So we want to take the dispo price minus our ag price. And that's what we get our estimated profit from. And then after that, we would have the final section would be our admin section. So again, come up here, take this, admin, contract, admin, and then for admin purposes. And the last things is lead source, campaign, and Dropbox. So we'll use category for lead source. Lead source, cold calling, texting, door knocking, wholesaler, whatever other lead sources you want to put in there. We're going to have campaign. So again, we would use a relation field. Campaigns. Change the title to campaigns. And then last but not least, we have Dropbox in case you have any Dropbox links or Google photo links or anything like that. So if we hit done, we go into here, you can see it's pretty well divided. Now, if you want to start to hide things, so for instance, if you look at mine, if I click into test lead, you don't see all the same stuff. So I have some stuff hidden, right, and collapsed just to make it look pretty smooth when I open it up. So if you want to do that, you can come back over here to modify template. And let's say if the email wasn't present, you want to have it hidden. So you can take this, you can hidden if empty. Let's say for the property address itself, you didn't want to show the map, you just want to show the line. So you can take that out. Let's say for property type, you want it to be a drop down. You can do that. You can also make it multiple choice. Let's say with also for this one, you want it to be a drop down and you want number of units hidden if empty. You want property type all there, beds and baths. We'll do this as a drop down. Let's say you want this hidden if empty, and you want this as hidden if empty. So you can do this with all of these fields. I'm not going to go through every single one and do this, but you can edit them how you want to. And what it will basically look like is when you click into this, see, now you're not going to have email because it's hidden. Now you're going to have these drop downs right here because that's what you selected, and you're not going to have these because it's hidden. If you want to show your hidden fields, you would just come down to the very bottom and hit show hidden fields, and it's going to open up everything for you. See, now you can see all this. Boom. All right, so that's how you build out the leads. If you want to change the view for this, you can just hit table. I prefer table, and you can also, if you hit options, you can, take away a bunch of this stuff. So let's say, you only wanted to see that, right? Then it would only show you what you have checked off there. So if you want to add another app, you create app. And we have appointments. Again, I'm not going to go through how to build all this out. I just went through and showed you how to build the test lead out, and it's really the same exact way. For appointments, all I have is the title. I have lead, so I have a relationship field for lead. I have the meeting date, I have my status, and I have my member field. For cash buyers, I have my name field, email, phone, company. I have my category field for different categories, my area field for different categories, and I have this one selected as multiple choice so they can choose as many as they want, or I can choose as many as I want. I have property preference category, category for price preference, category for condition preference and finance preference, and then any additional notes would be a text. For title companies, I believe it's literally just the title company name, so a text field. For campaigns, same thing, just a text field. And for JV investors, let's see here. I have name, phone number, and email. Pretty straightforward. And then that's a text field, phone, and email field. All right, so that's how you build out your Podio system. Again, this is what it would look like. I try to make it look as super simple as possible, so when I look at it, I can quickly get all this information. I can see what motivation, what stage it's at. One thing I do want to point out is, let's say it's high stage and it's nurturing. I have it set up typically to where it would look like this. Let's see. So I would have all these unchecked typically. And, whoops. And maybe it would be like that, right? So you have the test lead name, you have the stage, and the next action. So you can quickly, when you have a list of contacts, you can quickly see what stage and where they're at. But yeah, this is how I have it built out. It's pretty straightforward, I like to think. If you have any questions, feel free to either drop a comment below or reach out to me on Instagram. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Hopefully this helped anyone who was kind of struggling to figure out how to build their Podio account out. It took me a lot of time, so I do hope it helped everyone. But yeah, hopefully it helped you guys, and you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you're watching this at.